Hey guys, just doing an audio test real quick. Alright. Let's see how I sound. I hate hearing myself, but have to do it for this audio test. Hey guys, just doing an audio test real quick. Alright, so how are you guys? I apologize for my appearance. I just came back from working out. I was like running. I got my double sports bra situation going on. I've got multiple bras on, tank top and all that, and I slapped some makeup on right after my run. I'm still sweaty, so I'm just gonna go just like shower it all off once I'm done with the stream. So that's where I'm at right now. How are you guys doing? Audio is sharp. Okay, great, cool. So yeah, howdy guys. Just thinking if I have anything to do as far as like, it's always like this mad dash when I like start the live stream to like post it on every sort of platform. I really should do some sort of like multi-posting thing. What is it called? Where you can like, not multi-stream, but like post like a post like Facebook or what have you on Twitter. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, Chance said, I'm glad you apologized. I came onto the stream thinking someone owes me an apology. Okay. And thank you, Jay. If you guys want to help support the stream, you know, this is what I do. And if you have a few bucks to give, then it really helps me out a lot. So thank you, thank you. If you really want to help me out, the best way to do that is through Streamlabs, because then I get the money right away. And YouTube takes like a third of what you give me, but Streamlabs doesn't. So you can do streamlabs.com/Martina Markota TV. Thank you, and you can help me reach my goal for the week. And today we're back with etiquette. So we haven't done some etiquette in a while. Oh no, I still have higher etiquette. There's always some sort of thing I didn't fucking fix. Hold on, let me fix this. Let's do engagements. There we go, fixed it. Boom. Oh, all of this is wrong. I didn't set up the stream properly today. Oh well. In the description, we have what's going on. Maybe I'll just copy and paste that right now. Let's do that. Let's do that. I'll fix this. Sorry, guys. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. It's like Jeb is a mess. Martina's a mess. That's what's happening right now. All right. There you go. A lot of stuff going on, but basically we are at the chapter now for Emily Post Etiquette. Emily Post is the leading author on etiquette in America, and her book was published in 1922, so it's like really Victorian type of etiquette. And yeah, and but it's really interesting to see what the etiquette was, and sometimes it's like some really useful things that pop up for us to kind of be like, oh, well, that's actually a really convenient way to have that sort of interaction, or to do this, and just make your relationships around you more pleasing and interact with people in a better way. Like, it's always good to, you know, it's like, have you ever had like a parent or a grandparent or some sort of person in your life when you were a kid that just like taught you like a staple thing to behave, you know? And it's just like, yeah, you always do this when someone comes to the house, or when, you know, there's like an elderly or whatever it is, and that kind of sticks with you. So it's the same type of thing in here. Sometimes there's just something that like sticks with you that you're like, yeah, like I never thought about it that way, but that's definitely a way to interact with people. But yeah, so this chapter is about engagements. And I think it's quite a short chapter, and they have been really, really long, and it takes multiple videos to do one chapter. But I have a feeling that this chapter is going to be so short, we're going to fly right through it and have a lot of time. So if that's the case, what did I have planned? I had something that I wanted to go over with you guys. Oh, I think it was probably just because I had a throwaway tweet, something about, or if you guys saw, well, you probably didn't see it, but you know, American Pie movie. And I mean, in my day, that was like the teen movie of like my times in the 2000s, you know? So I do like some shitty movies or TV shows on in the background, and you know, it's very nostalgic for me, so I was like, let me check it out. And it was American Pie. Girls Rules. Girls Rules, guys. Yeah, this time it's the Girls Rules. And let me tell you, it was all about a crew of girls making a pact. And all the girls were woke and strong, empowered women with drawers of dildos next to their bed. And they don't need no men. And Stifler was a girl, Stephanie Stifler. And so people were curious for a full review, actually, from that tweet. So if we have some extra time, maybe we can, like, outline some of that shit. So prerequisite is to have seen at least the first and original American Pie. I don't like that you guys can see that behind me. Let me fix that. There you go. Oh, God. Here's a tip. Lie and apologize for something you didn't do wrong. Women love the idea that they were right and you apologize. That's great advice. I like that. I like that. Cool. I'm drinking my Arizona, guys. Got my peach tea. I really hate the size of the hole in this thing. Anyway. Alright. Oh, I also have... I've never had one before. It's a bang. I've been hearing about it. And I think, in fact, Dance Moms girls, they're all grown up now. And they do some sort of advertising for Bang. And so, I don't know. This one's... Frosé Rosé? No. I guess it's some sort of energy drink, but it's like different than other energy drinks? I don't know this shit. I don't know. Times are changing, that's all I know. Anyway. Okay, hey Pablo, what's up? You guys should follow Pablo's channel too. He does some really awesome illustrations and stuff, and I want to have him on the show while he draws. It'd be awesome. Same with Jay. Jay does illustrations as well. Just posted a video on the Discord related to the subject. Related to what subject? Which subject are we talking about here? What's happening? Oh, to marriage. Okay. Let's Get Married. A Guide to Modern Life. The Peter Serafinowicz show. Dead Parrot. Can I play it? Will I get in trouble? I'll play it. I'll play this shit on here. All right, let me share it. Hold up. I want to change. I don't know what I'm talking about. The fucking screen. I'm gonna pull a tab out of the other tab so you guys don't see my tabs, my real tabs, behind the scene tabs. All right. Fuck, I need help with this shit. Window capture. Ugh. There we go. There we go. Let me adjust this a little bit though. Oh god damn it. I hate technology, man. Alright, here we go. It's only like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, so I'm gonna play it unless people tell me not to. I'll check on you guys in a second.
A guide to modern life. Let's get married. All on your own. Come on, man. Let's find your wife. She's nice. What about her? Nice legs. That's a man. She's not bad. She's about a 5. There we are. She'll do. She's at least a 6. Now you've chosen your wife-to-be, it's time to get down to the nitty-gritty. Courtship. Start by flattering her.
That's what we're doing.
Mention her pretty eyes. Her big breasts. Make her laugh with a funny story. Make her cry with a sad story. Now's probably a good time to sneak another look at those breasts.
Fuck.
But don't get caught. If all goes well, take her to a romantic restaurant like this one, the Golden Anus. But don't be put off by its name. It's actually one of London's most exclusive dining rooms, although it does smell a bit. Now your belly's full and you're fit to burst. You can't put it off any longer. Come on, man, it's time to propose. You stand up, take your trousers off, and get down on one knee. Then you take a deep breath, look into her eyes, and utter the immortal words. If you don't marry me, I'll kill myself. I will. All right. It's the big day and you're all set. Everyone's there. Your mum, your dad, your gay dad, the best man, and the worst man. But you're nervous. Your mouth's all dry and your bladder's bursting with urine. Suddenly the organ strikes up. And there she is, your beautiful bride. She's easily a 7 today. And look at those breasts. Just think, soon they'll legally be yours. And so the ceremony begins. Do you fancy this woman? Yes.
Fancy.
Do you fancy this man? Yes. Do you promise never to be led astray by prostitutes? I do. And do you promise never to be tempted by lesbians?
Oh!
I do. I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss the priest. Congratulations, you've done it. You've got married. Good luck with those breasts.
Oh my god. Funny. Thanks, Pablo. That was a good, nice, lighthearted intro to this little section. He's got 80s Lego hair, yeah. Alright, let me bring up where we're at. We're gonna go to similar things like courtship, what have you. Let me see. Where is it? Courtship. No. Where is it? Come on, window capture. Find it. It's an ebook. Oh my god, I can't find it. What is going on? There it is. iBook. Whew. God, that was scary. Alright, let me open this baby up for you guys. I'm sorry. There we go. So we got engagements. Courtship, just like the video says. So I noticed this earlier today when I brought this up, actually, but it says, the first line here, it says, so long as romance exists and Lochinvar remains young manhood's ideal, love at first sight and marriage in a week is within the boundaries of possibilities. And I was like, who is that? So let me look this up real quick, actually. Switch the fucking tabs again. Okay, remember where that is. So how is this spelled? Do you guys know who this is? Lochinvar. Oh, he's a knight. Oh, okay. And it looks like it's also some natural gas. Not really what I was looking for. Fictional character. I think that's what I'm looking for. What the fuck? Continue to say. Okay. So he's a fictional romantic hero of the ballad Marmion, 1808 by Sir Walter Scott. Lochinvar is a brave knight who arrives unannounced at the bridal feast of Ellen, his beloved, who is about to be married to a laggard in love and a dastard in war. Lochinvar claims one dance with the bride and dances her out the door, swooping her up onto his horse, and they ride off together into the unknown. The poem characterizes the hero as follows. O young Lochinvar is come out of the west. Through all the wide border his steed was the best, and save his good broadsword, he weapons had none. He rode all unarmed, and he rode all alone. So faithful in love, and so dauntless in war, there never was a knight like the young Lochinvar. All right, cool. Learn something new every time, you know? I didn't know about that. Dastard. The fuck do those mean? Laggard, dastard? I don't know. I mean, this again, do we want to learn some more? So, laggard. Let's see.
Laggard.
A person who makes slow progress and falls behind others. A laggard.
Laggard.
Lagging.
Laggard.
So it's a person who makes slow progress and falls behind others. Okay. Okay, and then let's see what a dastard is. Dastardly.
Dastard.
I like how the other one was a guy and this one's a girl. Who does this? A dishonorable or despicable person. Ooh, I like that, guys. So we have slatterns and we have dastards. A dishonorable or despicable person. We got to bring that back. Yes. Yeah. Pablo says that I think that the Peter Serenofowitz video teaches us everything we need to know. So that's where the expression lag comes from. Yeah, laggard. I mean, that makes sense. It's someone who lags, a laggard. Okay. And then we have dastard, which is I would say like well, I guess, it's interesting because the definition of dastard is what we generally use bastard for, which is like a dishonorable or despicable person, like you bastard, like that's really what we're saying. But the actual definition of a bastard, right? Isn't it like someone who like doesn't have a father or a mother or some shit? I think like someone without a father, a bastard. Yeah, a bastard child. Yeah, someone with no dad. So, but that's weird because dastard is actually what it is when we call people a bastard. We don't literally mean they don't have a father. It's like a retarded insult. And the name Dick Dastardly now makes sense. My contact is really annoying me. It's like blurry. I can't read. It's pissing me off. I might have to pull a little switcheroony with my contacts. No! None of these are right. I need... Where are my contacts? Maybe I'll just clean it out. Sorry. Like it's blurry and it's like irritating my eye when I'm trying to read. Like I can't. It's like seeing double or something. Oh, I think it's because there's a little rip in it. I need another one. Let's put this baby in. Let's clean it off real quick. So a little contact less, and you put some liquid on it, and then you rub it around because it can be like weird smudges and grease on it or something, and you kind of got to rub it out with the liquid. That's what the eye doctor told me to do, so. Oh yeah, now I can see better. That's it. That's it. Yeah, so dastard. That's interesting. Ooh, hold on. Where are we at? Let's bring it back. Oh, fucking hell. There we go. That's what we're doing. All right. Ah, my eyes. Ah. I wish I could just see. Come on, eyes, don't fail me now. Oh, so long as romance exists and Lochinvar remains young manhood's ideal, love at first sight and marriage in a week is within boundaries of possibility. But usually, and certainly more wisely, a young man is for some time attentive to a young woman before dreaming of marriage. Thus, not only have her parents plenty of time to find out what manner of man he is and either accept or take means to prevent a serious situation, but the modern young woman herself is not likely to be carried away by the personality of anyone whose character and temperament she does not pretty thoroughly understand and weigh. In nothing does the present time more greatly differ from the close of the last century. than the last century. 'Cause the last century, 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 'cause the last unreserved frankness of young women and men towards each other. Okay, so in nothing does the present time more greatly differ from the close of the last century than the unreserved frankness of young women and men towards each other. Those who speak of the domination of sex in this day are either too young to remember or else have not stopped to consider that mystery played a far greater and more dangerous role when sex, like a woman's ankle, was carefully hidden from view, and therefore far from alluring than today when both men are commonplace. Okay, let me see what they're saying here. So, those who speak of the domination of sex in this day are either too young to remember or else have not stopped to consider that mystery played a far greater and more dangerous role when sex, like a woman's ankle, was carefully hidden from view, and therefore far more alluring than today when both are commonplace matters. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So there's some of that tradness in there for you. So mystery, a little bit of mystery is good. Cover that ankle, bitch. Cover that ankle. In cities 25 years ago, a young girl had beau who came to see her one at a time. They, in formal clothes and manners, she and her company best to receive them, sat stiffly in the front parlor and made politely formal conversation. Invariably, they addressed each other as Miss Smith and Mr. Jones, and they talked off the top. Talked off the top? With about the same lack of reservation as the ambassador of one country may be supposed to talk to him of another. A young man was said to be devoted to this young girl or that, but as a matter of fact, each was acting a role, he of an admirer and she of a siren, and each was actually an utter stranger to the other. That is some sort of courtship, you know? Just meeting at, like, your patio and having tea and getting to know this, like, basically stranger who's trying to court you. Aww. That's some trad courtship right there. That's some Victorian courtship. Cover that ankle, you slattern. Yeah, that's right, Matt, yes. Cover that ankle, you slattern. Oh, God. The vocabulary from this book is just amazing. Let's not forget this, okay? What was it? We definitely have a dastard and laggard. Yeah, right? Slattern. Good times. Really think about the idea of just being cool and not going hard the whole time. That was a cool way to go. Yeah. For sure. Okay, friendship and group system. Okay. Today, no trace of stilted artificiality remains. The tete-a-tete? Tete-a-tete? I don't know what that is. Of a quarter of a century ago has given place to the continual presence of a group, a flock of young girls and a flock of young men from a little group of their own, everywhere they are together. See, I call things a flock myself. I definitely call people flocks. I don't think people say that a lot, but I say it. I think a flock is kind of funny. Montiel says, we've got Laggard, Dastard, Slattern, and Mr. Stocks and Bonds. Remember him? The names in this book are so good. So funny, yeah. Okay, so where are we at? A flock. So a flock of young girls and a flock of young men form a little group of their own everywhere they are together. In the country, they visit the same houses or they live in the same neighborhood. They play golf in foursomes and tennis in mixed doubles. In winter at balls, they sit at the same table for supper. I want to be part of this little circle. This beats the internet, man. This beats the internet, man. Let me see. Flock of seagulls, I know. Flock, like, just flocks, man. Jay's laughing at me. Okay, Mattia says tete-a-tete. It's French to describe a direct conversation between two parts. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. See, I can always depend on you guys to, like, fill in some shit. Flock of seagulls. I was like... no, I think, okay, frolicking. No. Because I was thinking of deer. Sometimes I've said it in regard to deer. I don't know if there's an actual term for it. Because, like, for crows, like, a flock of crows is a murder of crows. But sometimes I would describe, because I'm from the country, sometimes they're just flocks of deer that start frolicking in the woods or in a field. Yeah, that happens. Sometimes I call deer flocks. Okay, so where are we at? Yeah, I want to be part of this community where we play golf with friends and, you know, visit each other's houses and are in the same neighborhoods and go to tennis, play tennis together, and in winter go to balls and sit together at the same table for supper. They have little dances at their own homes where scarcely any but themselves are invited. They play bridge. Oh, that sounds so fun. We need men to start playing bridge and shit. They have tea together. Oh, how fantastic. But whatever they do, they stay in a pack. In more than one way, this group habit is excellent. Young women and men are friends in a degree of natural and entirely platonic intimacy. Oh, see how trad, even in the Victorian days. Men and women could be friends in a platonic, entirely platonic intimacy, undreamed of in their parents' youth. Having the habit, therefore, of knowing her men and friends well, a young girl is not going to imagine a stranger, no matter how perfect he may appear to be, anything but an ordinary human man after all. And in finding out his bad points as well as his good points, she is aided and abetted, encouraged, or held in check by the members of the group to which she belongs. Okay, so her friends influence her on other strange men. And they keep her in check. She has her gang. I need that. No. Jay says, nah, pool parties and RVs are where it's at. That's so like, oh God. Kip Rochester. Oh, hey, what a name. I'm from New York. We got Rochester, New York. At one time, suburb designers always wanted loads of golf parks, seeing this as a way of getting lots of walking and for fun. Golf carts basically destroyed physical value of the sport, possibly the social as well. Oh, that's interesting, yeah. I could see that. Yeah. Suppose, for instance, that a stranger becomes attentive to Mary. Immediately her friends fix their attention upon him, watching him. 25 years ago, the young men would have looked upon him with jealousy, and the young women would have sought to annex him. Today, their attitude is he good enough for Mary? And eagle-eyed, protective of Mary, they watch him. If they think he is all right, he becomes a member of the group. He may develop that Mary and he care nothing for each other, and he may fall in love with another member, or he may drift out of the group again, or he may stay in it and Mary herself marry out of it. But if he is not liked, her friends will not be bashful about telling Mary exactly what they think, and they will find means, usually, unless their prejudice is without foundation, to break up the budding friendship far better than any other person could do. If she is really in love with him and determined to marry in spite of their frankly given opinion, she is at least making her decision with her with her eyes open. Okay. You can annex people? This opens possibilities. Oh my god, I love that. Anyone that I just don't like in my life, I'm like, I annex you from my life. That's what I'm doing now. I have annexed people. I like that. I like that. Okay. It's always some shit out there, sorry. I might roll a cigarette. They're really going at it out there. Hey Paul, I'm actually live right now on stream. Call you later? Alright, see ya. What the fuck is going on out there? Dan says, I can't understand how anyone would want to live in a city. I don't even live in like a really busy area. It's just crazy the sounds that you guys hear sometimes because it's like pretty chill in this neighborhood. The R. Kelly music was too much. Oh, so fucking funny. Woo woo. The music sometimes, man. Yeah, R. Kelly. They'll play like 702, you know that song? 702, where my girl's at, from the front to back. I don't know. They'll play like Christina Milian. Very 2000s shit. It's hilarious. I think that bang is like getting to me. I don't know what the fuck it is. Do you guys know what it is? It's not alcoholic or anything, but it's like in the energy drink area. So it's probably like getting me real hyped or something. I don't know. Babyface. I remember that. So give me that toot toot. Fucking R. Kelly. I'm probably gonna get flagged for this because fucking YouTube with the music. If I play like seconds of it, it like freaks out. But I was watching some show from the 2000s and this song came up. I'm gonna let me know if you guys remember this. Okay. I'm gonna try to play it. They'll probably demonetize this stream, but whatever. I'm gonna see if you guys recognize this. I don't know how old you guys are out there. Jay probably doesn't know this. This is like when he was born. Lyrics are actually pretty good. This is like one of these like top 40 like 2000 songs, but the lyrics are really actually pretty good. Wish I could play music. No, that was like 2000s, man. It's Stacy Orico. There's Gotta Be More to Life. Yeah, man. It's what was it? Let's see. They gotta have like when it was. Where's the details on this shit? Let me see. Oh fuck, it's playing again. (2003), guys. Ooh, shit. Ah, I'm so bad with technology. Sorry. I don't know what that is, but I don't like it, says Pablo. Yeah, man. 2000s were crazy. Anyway, so let's get back to this. Where are we at? Okay. What the fuck is going on out there? Sirens are going off, like the lights. Okay, so there are also occasions when a young woman is persuaded by her parents into making a suitable marriage. There are occasions when a young woman persists in making a marriage in opposition to her parents, but usually a young man either belongs in or joins her particular circle of intimate friends. And one day, it may be to their own surprise, though seldom to that of their intimates, they find that each is the only one in the world for the other, and they become engaged. Cute. First duty of the accepted suitor. Okay. All right, fellas. I think most of you guys are fellas in here, so this is for you guys, okay? The first duty of the accepted suitor. If a young man and his parents are very close friends, it is more than likely he will already have told them of the seriousness of his intentions. Aww. Very possibly... That's a loud truck. Very possibly he has asked his father's financial assistance, or at least discussed ways and means. But as soon as he and she have definitely made up their minds that they want to marry each other, it is the immediate duty of the man to go to the girl's father or her guardian and ask his consent. It's pretty standard, I feel like, still even today. If her father refuses, the engagement cannot exist. Annexed. The man must then try, through work or other proof of stability and seriousness, to win the father's approval. Win the father's approval. How cute. Failing in that, the young woman is faced with dismissing him or marrying in opposition to her parents. There are, of course, unreasonable and obdurate parents, but it is needless to point out that a young woman assumes a very great risk who takes her future into her own hands and elopes. But even so, there is no excuse for the most unfilial act of all, deception. What is unfilial? Let me look this up. Unfilial.
Unfilial.
I'm saying it right. Not having or showing the qualities associated with a son or daughter. That is a very specific word.
Unfilial.
It is not having or showing the qualities associated with a son or daughter. That is a word. Holy shit. That's an insult. Wow. Unfamily, yeah. Unfamiliar, like family. Familial. Interesting. Okay, so... But even so, there's no excuse for the most unfilial act of all, deception. The honorable young woman who has made up her mind to marry in spite of her parents' disapproval announces to them, if she can, that on such and such a day her wedding will take place. If this is impossible, she at least refuses to give her word that she will not marry. The height of dishonor is to give her word and then break it. The height of dishonor is to give your word and break it. Wow. Wow. So then there is the approved engagement. Usually, however, when the young man enters the study or office of her father, the latter has a perfectly good idea of what he has come to say. Having allowed his intentions, is probably willing to accept his daughter's choice. and the former, after announcing that the daughter has accepted him, goes into details as to his financial standing and prospects. If the finances are not sufficiently stable, the father may tell him to wait for a certain length of time before considering himself engaged. Or if they take satisfactory to him, he makes no objection to an immediate announcement. In either case, the man probably hurries to tell the young woman that her father has what her father has said, and if he has been very frequently at the house, very likely they both tell the mother and her immediate family, or more likely still, she has told her mother first of all. Oh my God, I'm getting married. How dastardly. His parents calls on hers. Okay, so as soon as the young woman's father accepts the engagement, etiquette demands that the parents of the bridegroom-elect call at once within 24 hours upon the parents of the bride-to-be. If illness or absence prevents one of them, the other must go alone. If the young man is an orphan, his uncle, aunt, or other nearest relative should go in the parents' place. Not even deep mourning can excuse the failure to observe this formality. Okay. Jay says, sounds like an Asian father. You know, doctor. Yeah, thanks so much, Jay. If you guys, enjoy my streams and the chats and what have you, and you have a few bucks to give, really helps me out. If you can go to streamlabs.com/Martina Markota TV. Thank you. Okay, so then we have the engagement ring. It is doubtful if he who carries a solitaire ring enclosed in a little square box and produces it from his pocket upon the instant that she says yes, exits outside of the moving pictures. As a matter of fact, the accepted suitor usually consults his betrothed taste, which of course may be gratified or greatly modified according to the length of his purse, or he may, without consulting her, buys what ring he chooses. Okay, a solitaire diamond is the conventional emblem of the singleness and endurability of the one love in his life, and the stone is supposed to be pure and flawless, as the bride herself, and their future together, or sentiments equally beautiful. Okay, so I guess diamond is supposed to show, because it's like, diamond is a really like sturdy structure. It's really, really hard. And so I guess diamond represents solidity. The way that the carbon atoms are aligned on a diamond is like super, super strong. I never knew that. That's quite nice. Those dastardly Democrats. Interesting. Okay, so let's read on. A solitaire diamond is the conventional emblem of the singleness and endurability of one's love in his life, and the stone is supposed to be pure and flawless, as the bride herself and their future together, or sentiments of equally beautiful. There is also sentiment for a sapphire's depth of true blue. That's what I have. I have a sapphire in my diamond ring. Pearls are supposed to mean tears, emeralds, jealousy, opals, the essence of bad luck. But the ruby stands for warmth and ardor. Ardor? All of which is, needless to say, is purest, unfounded superstition. Okay. In the present day, precious stones having soared far out of reach of all but the really rich, fashion rather prefers a large semi-precious one to a microscopic diamond. Fashion, however, is merely momentary and local, and the great majority will probably always consider a diamond the only ring to have. It is not obligatory or even customary for the girl to give the man an engagement present, but there is no impropriety in her doing so if she wants to, and any of the following articles would be suitable. A pair of cufflinks. I've given my husband some cufflinks. I'm really proud of those. Vintage. Or waistcoat buttons. Oh, waistcoat buttons. Cool. Or a watch chain. Cute, cute, cute. Or a keychain or a cigarette case. Love a cigarette case. Probably because the giving of an engagement ring is his particular province. She rarely gives him a ring or, in fact, any present at all. The engagement ring is worn for the first time in public on the day of the announcement. Classic. I love it. Diamond facts brought to you by Diamond Sellers. That's funny. Now the other contact is pissing me off. God damn it. Ugh. Okay, so before announcements. Usually a few days before the formal announcement and still earlier for letters written abroad or distant states, both young people write to their aunts, uncles, and cousins and to their most intimate friends of their engagement, asking them not to tell anyone until the determined date. How fun! Little secret gaggle. It is romantic. That is cool. As soon as they receive the news, all the relatives of the groom-elect must call on the bride. She is not welcomed by the family until their cards left upon her in person assure her so. She must, of course, return all of these visits and as soon as possible. Oh, God, this contact is seriously pissing me off now. Now I gotta change the left one. Yeah, it looks like how does shit just get in it when it's been in my eye? Wow, I didn't put fresh liquid. And when it's like dried up liquid, it's saline solution, so it's like salt. And so it's really salty when it's not fresh, because it's like evaporated a bit. Oh, and then it feels really salty in your eye. Oh, okay. All right, that's better. Sorry, guys. Okay, so I just need to put my glasses on. This is ridiculous. I can't see. I hate glass contacts now. Okay, so what are we talking about? So once she tells everybody, they have to send they have to call her. Okay. It's hard to read. My eyes, man. If his people are in the habit of entertaining, they should very soon ask her with her fiancé to lunch or to dinner or after the engagement is publicly announced. Give a dinner or tea or dance in her honor. Oh, how fun. On the other hand, they are very quiet people. Their calling upon her is sufficient in itself to show their welcome. In case of a recent death in either immediate family, the engagement cannot be publicly announced until the first period of mourning is past. It is entirely dignified for a private wedding to take place at bedside of a very ill parent or soon after a deep bereavement. In that case, there is, of course, no celebration, and the service is read in the presence of the immediate families only. The announcement is invariably made by parents of the bride-elect. I like how she was elected. Bride-elect? Is that what it is? It is a breach of etiquette for a member of the young man's family to tell of the engagement until the formal announcement has been arranged for. Okay. Interesting. Anyway. So then there is the announcement of engagement, the public one, I'm assuming now. Finally, on the evening before the day of the announcement, the bride's mother either sends a note or has someone to call the various daily papers by telephone and say, "I'm speaking for Mrs. John Huntington Smith, Mr. and Mrs. Smith are announcing the engagement of their daughter, Mary, to Mr. James Smartlington, son of Mr. and Mrs. Arthur Brown Smartlington of 2000 Arcade Avenue. So, I don't know if you guys are aware, but yeah, people still do engagement announcements in the paper. So this is what people kind of don't understand about the press. It's like, it has always been a staple of, like, it is, like, in history, and it is, like, put down in history books, and it's part of, yeah, it's just part of history once it's in the press. So it's, like, a way of solidifying them in history by being part of the press. That's why when you, like, change your name or create a business or any of that, you have to, like, publish it in the paper. And that's, like, the final, like, I made the announcement public and it's official. So yeah. So if either the Huntington Smiths or the Arthur Smartlingtons are socially prominent, reporters will be sent to get further information. Photographs and details such as entertainments to be given or plans for the wedding will probably be asked for. The prejudices of old-fashioned people against giving personal news to papers is rapidly becoming overcome. Not even the most conservative any longer object to a dignified statement of facts, such as Mrs. Smith's telephone message. It is now considered entirely good form to give photographs to magazines and newspapers, but one should never send them unless specifically requested. On the eve of the announcement, a dinner is sometimes given by the young girl's parents, and the news is told by her father, who, at about salad course or dessert, proposes the health of his daughter and future son-in-law. God, this is so formal. I love it. Also, I forgot to put on background piano music. I'm a mess today, guys. I don't know what's going on, but tomorrow is, so you know how Trump and Biden couldn't agree on the second debate situation? So tomorrow is when they're both at the same time going to be doing their town hall thing. So, I mean, I guess we're watching the Trump one, right? I am curious to see what sort of bullshit and flubs that Biden makes, but I think we're here to see Trump's kind of speech, right? So, yeah, tomorrow, that's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just plan for that. This is supposed to be the second debate, but it's really a town hall kind of meeting. So, we're doing that tomorrow. FYI. Oh, yeah, the piano. Thank you. Okay, relaxing piano music. There we go. There we go. I think I read better when the piano is there. God, can't forget the piano, man. Been on for over an hour and I forgot the piano. Damn it. Okay, so then there's going to be some sort of speech, right? How a health is proposed. The host, after directing that all glasses at the table be filled, raises, lifts his own glass and says, "I propose we drink to the health of my daughter Mary and the young man she has decided to add permanently to our family, James Smartlington." Or a standing toast to Mary and to her, Jim? And to her Jim? Okay, whatever. Or, I want you to drink the happiness of a young pair whose... I want you to drink the happiness of a young pair whose future welfare is close to the hearts of all of us. Mary hold up his glass and looking at her, and Jim holding it up and looking at him. Everyone except Mary and Jim rises and drinks a swallow or two of whatever the champagne or substitute may be. Everyone then congratulates the young couple, and Jim is called upon for a speech. Generally rather fused, Jim rises and says something like, we thank you very much indeed for all of your good wishes, and sits down. Or if he is in earnest rather than a shy youth, perhaps, he continues, I don't have to tell you how lucky I am. The thing for me to do is to prove, if I can, that Mary has not made the mistake of her life in choosing me. And I hope that it won't be very long before we see you all at our own table with Mary at the head of it, and I, where I belong, at the foot. Very specific speech. Or, I can't make a speech, and you know it, but I certainly am lucky, and I know it. How cute. Smartling to know there's a name you can set your watch to, yeah. And Jellyfish says, I propose we pour one out for my homie and his bitch. Oh, I fucking love that. That's funny. When no speech is made, the prevailing custom in New York and other big cities, is for the party to be given on the afternoon or evening of the day of announcement. The engagement in this case is never proclaimed to the guest as an assembled audience. The news is out and everyone is supposed to have heard it. Those who have not can long remain ignorant, as the groom-elect is either receiving with his fiancée or brought forward by the father and presented to everyone he does not know. Everybody congratulates him and offers the bride to be good wishes for their happiness. A dinner or other entertainment given to announce an engagement is by no means necessary. Quiet people very often merely write notes of announcement and say that they will be home on such and such afternoon at tea time. The form and detail are exactly the same as an habitual day at home, except that the bride and groom-elect both receive as well as her mother. Okay, so you don't really have to make a really big deal of it. You can just let people know and say that you're home to receive, and people come and congratulate you at home. Fun. Parties for the engaged couple. So if the families and friends of the young couple are at all the habit of entertaining, love it, the announcement of engagement is the signal always for a shower of invitations. The parents of the groom-elect are sure to give a dance or a party of one kind or another to meet their daughter-to-be. If the engagement is a short one, their life becomes a veritable dashing from this house to that house. From this house to that house, and every meal they eat seems to be one given for them by someone. It is not uncommon for a bride-elect to receive a few engagement presents. These are entirely apart from wedding presents, which come later. A small afternoon teacup and saucer used to be the typical engagement gift. A small afternoon teacup and saucer. Cute. But it has gone rather out of vogue. Well, I still like that. Along with Harlequin china. Is that what that says? Harlequin china in general. Engagement presents are usually personal trifles sent either by her own very intimate friends or by members of her fiancé's family as special messages of welcome to hers, and as such are very charming. But any general fashion that necessitates given engagement as well as wedding presents may well be looked upon with alarm by those who have only moderately filled pockets. Okay. Nice. So then there's the engaged couple in public. There is said to be still preserved somewhere in Massachusetts a whispering reed through the long hollow length of which lovers were font to whisper messages of tenderness to each other while separated by a room's length and the inevitable chaperonage of the fiancé's entire family. Damn. From those days to these is a far cry, but even in this era of liberty and naturalness of impulse, running the gauntlet of people's attention and criticism is no small test of the good taste and sense of a young couple. The hallmark of a so-called vulgar couple is unrestricted display of uncontrolled emotions. Okay, so the hallmark of so-called vulgar couple is unrestricted display of uncontrolled emotions. No one should ever be made to feel like withdrawing in embarrassment from the overexposed privacy of others. The shrew who publicly berates her husband is no worse than the engaged pair who snuggle in public. Everyone supposes that lovers kiss each other, but people of good taste wince at being forced to play audience at love scenes, which should be private. Furthermore, such cuddling gives little evidence of the deeper caring, no matter how ardent the demonstration may be. Great love is seldom flaunted in public, though it very often shows itself in pride. That is a little obvious, perhaps. There is a quality of protectiveness in a man's expression as it falls on his betrothed, as though she were so lovely a breath might break her. And in the eyes of a girl whose love is really deep, there is always evidence of that most beautiful look of championship, as though she thought, no one can possibly know how wonderful he is. This underlining tenderness and pride, which is at the base of the attitude of each, only glints beneath the surface of perfect comradeship? I don't know how to say it. Their frank approval of whatever the other may do or say is very charming, and even more so their obvious friendliness towards all people, of wanting the whole world beautiful for all because it is beautiful to them. That is love as it should be, and its evidence is very sure signposting to future happiness. Cool. Cool. What are you guys talking about? Sorry. I fuck up sometimes. Sorry. Plus, I've been like, So, etiquette of engaged people. I thought that's what engaged couples in public. Okay, anyway. So, etiquette of engaged people. It is unnecessary to say that engaged man shows no attention whatever to other women. It should be plain to everyone, even though he not behave like a mooncalf, that one is alone in his thoughts. Often it so happens that engaged people are very little together because he is away at work or for other reasons. Rather than sit home alone, she may continue to go out in society, which is quite all right, but she must avoid being with any one man more than another, and she should remain visibly within the general circle of her group. It always gives gossip a chance to see an engaged girl sitting out dances with any particular man, and slander is never far away if any evidence of ardor creeps into their regard, even if it merely manner and actually mean nothing at all. Gossiping bitches. In the backwaters of losing engagement. Unless the engaged couple are both so young or by temperament so irresponsible that their parents think it is best for them to wait until time is given a chance to prove the stability of their affection, no one can honestly advocate a long-delayed marriage. Where there is no money, it is necessary to wait for better finances, but the old argument that a long engagement was wise and the young couples were given opportunity to know each other better has little sense today when all young people know each other thoroughly well. A long engagement is trying to everyone, The man, the girl, both families, and all friends. It is an unnatural state, like that of waiting at the station for a train, and in a measure, it is time wasted. The minds of the two most concerned are central upon each other. To them, life seems to consist in saying the inevitable goodbye. Her family think her absent-minded, distrait, aloof, and general useless. Oh my god. Her family think her absent-minded, distrait. What is distrait? Let's look that one up real quick. Distrait.
Distray.
Distray. Okay, so the T is silent. Distray. Distracted or absent-minded. Okay. Her family think her absent-minded, distray, aloof, and generally useless. His family never see him. Their friends are bored to death with them. Not only they are really less devoted or loyal, but her men friends withdraw, naturally refraining from breaking in. Oh shit, what's going on? Subscriber, awesome, welcome. He has no time between businesses and going out to see her, to stop at his club or wherever friends of his may be. Her girlfriends do see her in the daytime, but gradually they meet less and less because of their interests, and hers no longer focus in common. Gradually the stream of the social world goes rushing on, leaving the two who are absorbed in each other to drift forgotten in the backwater. He works harder, perhaps, than ever, and she perhaps occupies herself in making things for her. Okay, so this is coming up, and I don't know how to say it. Trousseau? Trousseau? Is that what it is? I don't know what this is, but there's a few chapters on it. Not chapters, but like sections in this chapter. So what is this? Trousseau?
Trousseau.
Trousseau. The clothes, household linen, and other belongings collected by a bride for her marriage. Trousseau.
Trousseau.
It's clothes, household linen, and other belongings collected by a bride for her marriage. There's a fucking word for that. Very specific thing. So fucking weird. So fucking weird. Quite the predicament. Jellyfish said, "What's the etiquette for when one's betrothed wants to place a finger into her fiance's ass because she read in Cosmo that guys like it?" Oh my god. Oh god. Another oddly specific one. These definitions, man, I can't believe they have such specific definitions. It's crazy. So, what else we got here? Okay, yeah, so he works harder perhaps than ever, and she perhaps occupies herself in making things for her trousseau or her house, or otherwise preparing for the more contented days which seem so long in coming. Once they are married, they no longer belong in a backwater, but find themselves again sailing in midstream. It may be on a slow-moving current, it may be on a swift, but their barge sails in common with all other craft on the river of life. Okay. So don't get stuck in a long engagement. I got stuck in a long engagement. I did. The Antifa bullshit. FBI and shit. Should a long engagement be announced? Whether to announce an engagement that must be of long duration is not a matter of etiquette, but of personal preference. On the general principle that frankness is always better than secretiveness, the situation is usually cleared by announcing it. On the other hand, as illustrated above, the certain knowledge of two persons' absorption in each other always creates a marooned situation. When it is only supposed but not known that a man and girl particularly like each other, their segregation is not nearly so marked. Okay. How did Antifa make me have a long engagement? Because my then fiance is British, and they tried to like report him to the FBI and shit, and got a visit from the FBI about him. Tried to say that he's like a terrorist and shit, and that it's a fake marriage, and they take that shit really seriously. So it kind of like bogged us up. And then, yeah, it just took forever to get married, and then I ended up having to just, like, run off to Gibraltar to get married in another country. Anyway, yeah, the thumbnail picture is actually my wedding picture. So then we have Meeting of Kinsmen. That's fun. I like the idea of Kinsmen. It's so cute. At some time before the wedding, it is customary for the two families to meet each other. That is, the parents of the groom dine or lunch at the house of the parents of the bride to meet aunts, uncles, and cousins. And then the parents of the bride are asked with the same purpose to the house of the groom-elect. I like how they say elect. It is not necessary that any intimacy ensue, but it is considered fitting and proper that all the members of the families which are to be allied should be given an opportunity to know each other, at least by sight. Kingsman was a great film. Yeah, I like it. It's one of my favorites. Pablo chimes in. Oh my god, so ridiculous. So, the engaged couple and the chaperone. The question of a chaperone differs with locality. In Philadelphia and Baltimore, custom permits any young girl to go alone with a young man approved by her family to the theater or to be seen at home from a party. In New York or Boston, Mrs. Grundy, who would hold up her hands and run to the neighbors at once with the gossip. Fucking gossiping bitch. It is perhaps sufficient to say that if a man is thought worthy to be accepted by a father as his daughter's husband, he should also be considered worthy of trust no matter where he finds himself alone with her. It is not good form for an engaged couple to dine together in a restaurant, but it is all right for them to lunch or have afternoon tea. And few people would criticize their being at the opera or theater unless the performance at the latter was of questionable propriety. They should take a chaperone if they motor to roadhouses for meals, and it goes without saying that they cannot go on a journey alone that can possibly last overnight. Fuck you, Mrs. Grundy, you dumb bitch. So true, so true. Okay, and then we have gifts which may and those which may not be accepted. So the fiancé of a young man who is saving in order to marry would be lacking in taste as well as good sense, were she to encourage or allow him extravagantly to send her flowers and other charming but wasteful presents. Emily Post calling it out. Those damn flowers are wasteful. Okay. So, yeah, would be lacking in taste if she were to encourage him to buy extravagant flowers and other charming shit. Wasteful presents. But on the other hand, if the bridegroom-elect has plenty of means, she may not only accept flowers, but anything he chooses to select, except wearing apparel, or a motor car, or a house and furniture, anything that can be classified as maintenance. It is perfectly suitable for her to drive his car or ride his horse. These bitches are riding horses and shit. We're talking Victorian era shit right now. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Jeff. He says the FBI visited me 2 months ago because the radical Antifa scum and their cowardly lies. They just want to mess the fuck up. They lie. Anyway. It is perfectly suitable for her to drive his car or ride his horse, and she may select furniture for their house, which he may buy or have built. Aw, building furniture. But if she would keep her self-respect, the car must not become hers, nor must she live in the house or use it as furniture until she is given his name. He may give her all the jewels he can afford. He may give her a fur scarf, but not a fur coat. Oh, my husband gave me a fur collar. Yeah. The scarf is an ornament. The coat is wearing apparel. So no wearing apparel as gifts. If she is very poor, she may have to be married in cheesecloth or even in the dress she wears usually, but her wedding dress and the clothes she wears away must not be supplied by the groom or his family. There is one exception. If his mother, for instance, has some very wonderful family lace, or he has kept her own wedding dress and has no daughter herself, and it would please her to have her son's wife wear her lace or dress, it is proper for the bride to consent. But it would be starting a life on a false basis and putting herself in a category with women of another class, to be clothed by a man, whether he is good to her husband or not. Wow. If the engagement should be so fortunate as to be broken off, the engagement ring and all other gifts of value must be returned. Ooh, shit. Return that shit, bitch. Engagement off. Give it all back. Interesting. Not just the ring, but all the stuff he bought her. So no things of maintenance. No clothes. Ornaments are okay. Bitches nowadays won't date a guy who isn't 6'5", making $300,000 a year, but broads back then were getting married in cheesecloth. That's funny. That's funny. Riding horses. Alright, yeah, well that was that chapter. The next one's like fairly long, and it's the first preparations before a wedding. It's invitations. Her mother consults his mother, how the wedding list is compiled, the most elaborate wedding possible, the average fashionable wedding, small wedding, which is kind of like mine, breach of etiquette for groom to give wedding, wedding of Cinderella, the wedding hour, the evening wedding, the morning wedding, wedding presents, the bride's thanks, arranging the parents' cards with presents, delayed presents, when the presents are shown, exchanging wedding presents, the trousseau, there it is, the most extravagant trousseau, house linen, personal trousseau, the moderate trousseau, what the bridesmaids wear, the cost of being a bridesmaid, how many bridesmaids, best man and ushers, bride's usher and groom's bridesmaid. Bridegroom has no trousseau, the wedding clothes of the bridegroom, what the best man wears, what the usher wears, the head usher, the bridesmaid's luncheon, bridesmaids and usher's dinner, the bachelor dinner, gifts presented to ushers, the rehearsal, vital importance of rehearsal, how the procession is drilled. They even have a little diagram here for the procession. I mean, look at that. Entrance of the bridegroom, the organist's cue. I had none of this. We went to a courthouse. Obligations of the bridegroom, expense of the wedding trip, buying the wedding ring, the groom's present to the bride, further obligations of the groom. Yeah. A lot of shit. A lot of shit. I mean, it's interesting stuff. I'm not saying everyone has to follow it exactly. I certainly haven't. I had a long engagement, and then we ran off and got married. I had 2 siblings there out of 5 and no parents. It was crazy. So yeah, definitely fun to see like what's, you know, what they did and what some customs are, and I think they're really cute sometimes. When's alchemy? What do you mean by that? Oh my god, Shaggy said, my cousin had to return an engagement ring. His girlfriend said she wasn't ready for marriage. She married another dude less than a year later. Oh my god. Oh my god. If I become a wrestler, would it be Lady Alchemy or invent a new character? I would be Lady Alchemy. Yep. Lady Alchemy the wrestler. Yep, yep, yep. That's what I would do. Alright guys, if you enjoy my streams, you can always go to streamlabs.com/Martina Markota TV and help me out. If you have it and can afford it, it helps me out significantly. Dan said, we nearly eloped. My wife's grandmother talked us out of it. Oh, that's great. How fun. Alright, I'm gonna roll a little something. I do have to go to the bathroom, so maybe I'll put on a commercial if you guys want to still chill out, but I finished that chapter, so I'm ending there with that. Where are we at? An hour and a half in, so we have time to just chill. I'm gonna roll this a little bit, but what did we learn today? I think we learned some definitions, for sure. There's quite a few definitions that were interesting. I'm not sure what this bang is supposed to do to me. But I definitely have to go to the bathroom, so that's definitely a sign of a diuretic, some sort of upper. Yeah, I mean, I love it. Whenever I mention the wrestling thing, yeah, you guys, whoever remembered that, but yeah, definitely want to become a wrestler. Lady Alchemy's gonna be a wrestler. It's gonna happen. Just wait. Pablo says that I am Lady Glamkamy now, Martina. That's what the High Council decided. Okay, okay. Lady Glamkamy. You can't say it. It's hard to say. But I know what you're trying to say. Glamkamy. Alchemy, Glamkamy. We learned some great words. We certainly do. Let me see, I need some of this. Oh, ooh, I went running today. And when you go running, work out, and then you like sit down for a few hours, like in a chair, don't move, and then you stand up, you like feel it. You feel it. This stream is always so educational. Well, I'm glad. I am terrible at this. I know I'm terrible. I'm trying, and I mean, I like learning new things, so I feel like you guys do too. And you appreciate it. So thanks for putting up with it, but I'm trying. This is not my first, like, ideal situation. I don't think me talking is really... Lady Alchemy was mute, okay? When I performed as Lady Alchemy, I was mute. Like, I don't talk. And so, it's strange because now that's what I do. I'm just like, my nerd me comes out, but I like to have my presence being like this, like, magical, spiritual, awesome, otherworldly, heavenly sort of creature. And not really have her be like nerdy me talking. You know? Lose that illusion right away once I open my mouth. So I like to be this like enigma as Lady Alchemy. And here I am now just blabbing away for hours. E-begging online. Aw, thanks, guys. Alright, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, so I'm gonna put on a commercial and I'll be back on right after it. So just stay here, okay? Enjoy the Lady Alchemy commercial and think of her as a wrestler. Alright, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial. That was fun. Let me just do single view right now. Yeah, I really think that bang is an upper. It's giving me upper vibes right now. So, maybe I'm just gonna pull up my Netflix real quick.
before I got in myself.
Okay, what's happening? What's happening? Let me do American Pie. Oh God. Why does it have to be so loud and obnoxious? Music is terrible. Terrible. Okay, where are we at? Netflix. No? Netflix. There you go. So, I like to watch some stupid movies when I'm cleaning and doing shit in the background, so I don't have to like care and pay attention to it. Get distracted by dumb shit. And I like comedies and shit. I like teen movies a lot of times. And of course American Pie is like the standard. I mean, it's American 2000s kind of classic from like when I was growing up. And it's funny, you know, has like things and stupid humor. But if you think about it, in the 2000s, it was like, you know, it was like misogynistic. You know, they were all about getting laid by prom. It was all about banging girls and like sex stuff. There was some of that cam action. Remember that old cam when you had to like attach a camera to your computer? You know, all that stuff. But this one, I noticed that there was an American Pie, and of course the American Pies suck after like, I don't know, by 3 it was definitely over, I feel like. But yeah, when it was still the original cast, whatever. 2 was funny, I like 2. 1 was a classic. But I noticed there was a new one, and it's American Pie Girls Rules. It's the Girls Rules, okay? So already it's a bit wokey. Let me turn this piano off. So many tabs. Kip says it was about guys growing up in masculinity rituals. Yeah. Yeah. I should try some Bollywood. I like dancing and shit. But yeah, look at how terrible this shit is. Alright, so it starts out with like, alright, mixed race kind of couple, a young biracial like chick. Who has a boyfriend with a white guy, and she's like sneaking around trying to like go into his bedroom, and she's a virgin, and she like puts in a dental dam in her mouth, and you know, and if you remember like the first American Pie, it was like the awkward like jerking off in like the sock. I think there was like the sock thing, right? That's what it was. And so, of course, they have the awkward parents coming into the room with the grandparents on the phone to congratulate them about something and bring a pie. They have to have the pie, right? And she puts in a dental dam. I want to get the picture of it. And she's got all that shit on her. There she is. So she was running around. She kept falling. And so she got a bunch of dirt and shit on her. And then she puts in a dental dam. And looks like this, and then she chokes on it when the parents come in. It's ridiculous. It's not good either. Yeah. And then, anyway, what happens? So then we have, yeah, grandma and grandpa see that shit. And then, of course, this is what I was talking about, too, today with Jack, is that, like, nowadays, all the young movies have to have, like, texting involved. Like, they're always, like, showing the text screens. And it's like, we didn't have that back in the day. Like, our life didn't revolve around our social media and texting. And it was very primitive back then. But, okay, here we go. Now we got to get to this part. I just have to show you guys this part. We got JFK on the screen, right? I miss the original Stifler. I liked Stifler. He was fucking hilarious. And in fact, I think it was like 2 or something. I'll never forget it. I don't know why it was so funny to me. Speaking of like you know, how we have like definitions and like words and stuff that we learn. It was when that nerdy one called him uncouth or something, and he was just like, uncouth. Like, so offended, and he's just like, uncouth. It was hilarious. I'm not gonna get banned. They just do a thing. It's fine. I'm allowed to show things. People show things. That's all I wanted to show was a scene. It's literally a scene. Anyway, the scene goes on, and it's fucking hilarious, but you get the idea. You get the idea. Okay, then they got the pie. Oh god, this is really cringy too, because, oh god, there's her trying on the, like, so what she got was like some underwear. Yeah, I mean, I'm stopping it. It's fine. It's just, yeah, I do have to be careful of the length of what I'm showing, but, like, it's fucking commentary. I'm good. Anyway. I got the idea. But, yeah, so she puts on, like, the fucking underwear that has, like, a remote, and it, like, gets her off or whatever, and then, like, her dad is, like, flirting with the fucking sex crazed, like, older woman and eating this pie, and then they bring it up, and she, like, orgasms in front of her, like, fucking dad and shit. But, yeah. Then they're all trying to, like, hook up with the same guy. Blah, 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 blah. A lot of women empowerment shit. A lot of women empowerment things. Oh yeah, and then that girl's boyfriend is in college, cheats on her with some Asian bitch with the dental dam in her mouth. Again. Yes, Stifler's bomb has got it going on. That was another thing that I thought about today about this movie, and I was like, the MILF. Remember the MILF? Like, they didn't have classic things in here. Like, they tried to make that mom that was, like, you saw in the sex shop, like, this empowered character. And it was just really... Okay, I'm not saying cringe. It was really corny. It was really fucking corny. But, yeah, just the amount of, like, women empowerment kind of things. Oh, yeah, like, for example, like, all the guys would basically say all the SJW things. And the girls would either have sex with them when they say it, and, like, they're just so woke. So all the men are woke, and they say the, like, you know, oh, I don't even know, like, how to repeat what they say. Like, the dumb shit that just comes out of their mouth about, like, respecting women's, like, fucking bullshit. I don't know. It's just, I don't get it, but all the guys are woke. And when a guy isn't woke, of course it's some white guy, and he basically, the guy wants to defend the woman, and he, like, stands up to him, and then he gets his head knocked in, and the girl ends up beating him up and fights him and kicks his ass and grabs him by the balls and says she doesn't like womanizers and stuff. Yeah. And then there's a really corny scene at the dance where everyone holds up fucking cell phones with a lighter on it, because those two are being, like, they're being matched. It's like he came to, like, show her he cares. And it was just like, I wanted to cry and, like, crawl into a hole. Like, the whole school starts holding up their phones with a candle on, the lighter on it. And they're all like, yeah. It was really fucking bad. I just wanted to die at that moment. Oh, it gets worse, too. So then they set up this, like, thing for her. All the friends set up this thing for them on the football field, so that she could lose her virginity there. On school grounds. Just like, here you go, guys. Here's your sex tent on the football field. We did this for you because we're cool friends. And it's just all really cringy. Everybody's getting it on. This is where he makes, so this is like the nerd that Stifler ends up hooking up with and realizing she likes the nerdy guy. And he's like a virgin who like eats her out, and then he's like, I learned that in band camp. There's the band camp joke. Yeah. The idea seems to be, look, women can replicate all of men's worst traits too. Yeah. If you think that's bad, thankfully you haven't seen the Supergirl TV show. No, I haven't seen that. So yeah, they're all having sex everywhere. And yeah, she's into, the fat bitch turns into, like in the, some nerdy guy too who ends up like being obsessed with presidents, and he can start like talking like JFK, and she gets like turned on by it. What happened at band camp? I guess he learned to eat out girls. I don't know. He just like starts eating her out. She's all like, "Oh my god, it's amazing!" And then he's like, "I learned that at band camp." Like that was like the joke. I don't know. I mean, I guess he learned how to eat girls out. I mean, I was thinking of like the instrument joke because like the original one talked about the flute. So the assumption is she used the flute to, you know, put it inside her. But if you're starting to like, I mean, does he play a reed instrument, or was he eating out girls at band camp? I was looking for the instrument joke. If you went to band camp, what instrument did you play? It's a reed instrument? So you use your tongue? You learn to use your tongue? Saxophone? Clarinet? Terrible role. This thing was a terrible, terrible role. Anyway. Yeah, that was that. So, just figured I'd share because some people online said, full review, please. So, that's the full review. Anyway, it's been 2 hours, guys. I don't know if you have any last comments or things you want to chit-chat about. I don't know if anything new popped up. I was looking last night for the news on the, what is it called, the Trump debate thing, and they were planning on doing the town hall thing, but they didn't have anything confirmed. And first thing in the morning, I got a notification on my phone that it was confirmed. They are on Thursday. Is that tomorrow? Tomorrow doing town hall thing, both Biden and Trump, so we will be viewing Trump's town hall speech tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's the news, unless anything else came out. I don't know if you guys saw all the, what's her name? Amy Barrett Cohen, whatever her name is, ABC or some shit, and yeah, she's pretty based. That's been fun to watch. Bandcamp. You should do movie reviews. You'd be great at it. Yeah. What's my favorite movie? I always really like Big Lebowski. I don't know. It's one of mine. I do like those dumb teen movies, but I like dumb dance movies too. I like dance movies. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I also like Count of Monte Cristo, the one from the 2000s with Henry Cavill. And what's his face? The guy that played Jesus in Mel Gibson's film. That guy. Yeah, what else? I don't know. I mean, I like good films. I have good taste in films. I do. I know that certain ones I enjoy are bad. I can tell that they're bad, but I enjoy them. They're just lighthearted, they're fun, whatever. I really like the creating the worlds part. I like the first 3/4 of movies. I feel like the last quarter is rushed and they try to like resolve things and things kind of, it's like forced. But I like the worlds created and when they're fun and there's comedy or whatever. Jim Caviezel, yeah, that's his name. I like that guy. Yeah, I mean, other good movies is like, what is it called? The one that I got shut down last time we tried streaming it. It was like over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, year and a half ago. What was it? Holy Mountain. So yeah, of course, I like all the like, oh, this one's like the good movie that shows my taste. Yeah, sure. I can do that. Yeah. There's the good movies. It's like The Fountain is another good one. You know, it has Rachel Weisz. So I like her. You know, there's good movies, but I do enjoy some crappy movies. But sometimes there's a crappy movie that's good. But lately I've been on Netflix and having it on background, and the like just crappy movies are just bad lately. Like it's really fascinating seeing the youth through these movies and how different things are. It's crazy. Yeah, exactly, Matthias. Who would have thought that the secondary guy from Monte Cristo would become Superman? Yeah, I remember because we're around the same age. So he was like a teenager. He was like 15 when that came out or something. Yeah. Goonies. I mean, that's a dude movie. I get it. It's probably good and shit, but like, that's a dude movie. Like, if you're a guy, of course, like, that's part of the movie thing. Sure. I'm a girl, so I like different shit. And I like dumb shit sometimes. I get it. I know when it's dumb, but there's good dumb. Like, sometimes there's some... Like, another good dumb, I would say, is... do you guys remember the movie... what is it called? Old School. With, like, Will Ferrell and shit. It's terrible dumb movie, but it's like fucking hilarious, you know, through the quad and into the gymnasium, you know, once it touches your lips, you know. Dan says my daughters love the Goonies. Oh, okay, fair enough. I mean, I think that it just depends on your generation and stuff. I mean, my parents were like immigrants, and like I don't think they were really culturally, like, they didn't really know the, like, relevant American cultural stuff around in the 80s and shit. So, I wasn't really around all that stuff. Have you seen Little Nicky? Yeah. With Adam Sandler. Dumb and hilarious. Yeah. A lot of those old school Adam Sandler ones were the dumb and hilarious ones. They're good. Like, there are ones that you can just, like, repeat. They're, like, memeable, I guess you'd say, but like they're quotable. They were quotable ones. I mean, like Wedding Crashers was a classic. I feel like I like Vince Vaughn. A lot of Vince Vaughn stuff. Again, one of those dumb ones, but like good. You know, you could put it on and you'd have a chuckle at some things. But I put on the American Pie one and it was no chuckles. In fact, it was like, can I skip or delete? I mean, or fast forward a little bit on this? I was like, you really don't want to watch this bit. Like, I can't. So, takes me back, and you see how much culture's changed. Yeah, I know. To be fair, they love Jaws too. Who loves Jaws? Oh, your daughters. Yeah, I mean, I like introducing those classics. I mean, I have a niece, and she's like 8 years old, and I mean, I hate the shit that kids stuff nowadays. It's unwatchable. It's terrible. So I made my niece watch Matilda. Loved it. She loved Matilda. I made my niece watch Richie Rich. Do you remember that one? And when we were watching it, I was like, this is really good. I was like, this is really well done. It's entertaining. Adults can watch it. The way that it's shot, it was good. Yeah. Yeah, Porky's. Yeah, Papa. Yeah. Again, yeah, those original National Lampoons, but nowadays they're really bad and they're all really woke. It's just bad. Like, you don't even get a laugh. You get more like, I hate saying it, but cringe. You get like, this is so bad. I can't believe they did that. This is bad. Yeah. Matilda was the shit. It is. I stopped watching Hollywood like 10 years ago. Danny DeVito was hilarious in that. Yeah, and Matilda. Oh, my niece asked why they were being so mean to her. It's like, some families are just like, fucking torture their child. It happens. You know, sometimes there's families that hate their children. So, you know, and she's like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, that's why her having these magical abilities is fun. You know? She starts fucking with everybody. Her parents suck. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know what else to say. You're a 6-year-old. What are you doing at a library? What are you doing reading? Moby Dick. Yeah. That movie's so good, man. Oh my god, yeah, Danny DeVito's so good in that. She was just like, just trying to like read and shit. Danny DeVito's like harassing her, like, why are you reading? like why? Why would you want to do that? It's fucking boring. Like, what are you doing? Don't do that. Give me that filth. Did he say that about Moby Dick? He grabbed the book, didn't he? He like threw it or something. He just... It's so fucking funny. She's just like reading and he's like, what are you doing reading? Give me that filth. Get rid of that shit. Mrs. Trunchbull? Is that how you say it? Yeah. Oh my god. So funny. Oh god. Remember Throw Mama from the Train? No? What's that? The salamander scene where that Butch Dyke like freaks the fuck out. The movie's really good, I'm telling you. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying it's one of these like really deep, profound, good movies. Like, yeah, like what's your taste in movies? But it's like, if we're talking about a kid movie, just like a silly, like dumb thing to put on, like Matilda's well done. It's good. It's entertaining. There's good actors. You know? Like, it's good. It's a good movie, but this shit is bad. Another one that I saw that was so astoundingly bad was Gem and the Holograms. Because I love Gem and the Holograms from the 80s. That is something I did watch from the 80s that I could remember. And, yeah, I mean, I became Lady Alchemy, so if you could imagine the impact of, like, Gem and the Holograms and her star earrings and being fabulous. That whole aesthetic, love. And I was really disappointed in the movie. It was so bad. It was so bad that I was, like, probably spent an hour or two reading reviews and just, like, really breaking down and digesting exactly how bad it was. I probably want to watch it again if I'm going to review it properly, but, like, I was fascinated. Like, I was breaking things down about how bad it was. It was so bad. It was so woke, too. Oh, my God. Oh, God. And when the fat kid had to eat all the cake, that was rough to watch. That's so true. In Matilda, when that fat kid ate that cake, and then that Butch Dyke fucking principal made him eat all the cake in front of the class, that was difficult to watch. Oh, God. Give me that filth. Alright, guys, I'll get out of here. Nothing's really going on today, so I'll save my energy for tomorrow. You better bring yours. Bring some drinks. I'll try to have some cocktails, but not too many to get out of control. Everyone try some Bollywood. Find the movie Zindagi Na Milki Dobara. It's one of my favorites. Okay, yeah. I mean, Bollywood is its own industry, man. Yeah, I never got super into it. My sister really liked it, but I do appreciate the dancing and spectacle of it and costuming. I mean, love that. Yeah. What is going on tomorrow? Tomorrow is, they were supposed to do the second debates, but since Trump had COVID, they wanted to do it online, and Trump said, no, I don't want to do it online. We can like reschedule if you want, push it back until you feel comfortable. But the Biden campaign was like, no, we're not pushing it back. We do the viral one, and that's that. Otherwise, I'm not participating in rescheduling. So both of them decided tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the exact same time. They are both at 2 separate town halls and doing some sort of speech. So I feel like that this town hall speech is significant. I don't think it's going to be like a rally speech. I hope not. Because sometimes the rally speeches, unless something significant happens with the rally speech and there's like a moment, it's all just going to be the same, like chest puffing, whatever the phrase is, chest pounding, whatever, of like, you know, how well he's done with the economy and how the Democrats have tried to stop him, you know, biased media, you know, blacks, and, you know, Latinos and women and stuff, and you know, it's going to be all that. So I am hoping that the speech tomorrow is something more significant on par with the debate that is like really substantial, because the debates are pretty entertaining and they give us a lot of like, oh shit. So yeah, we'll see. Do you need Trump signs in background? Probably. I hope he dances again. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm getting out of here. Thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.